it. Our officials are set. A good crowd on hand for our championship matchup. It was Villanova 71-52 over Alaska Anchorage. That was for the 4th and 6th place games. And for 7th and 8th place, it was Missouri finally putting together a victory 80-47 over Texas San Antonio. Now for the starting lineups, let's go to the PA announcer and Dick Lobdell.
Welcome to the championship game of the 1985 Great Alaska Shootout, featuring the Tar Heels of North Carolina and the Runnin' Rebels of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Now let's meet our starting lineups for tonight's game. For North Carolina, number 24, 6'10" junior from Kohler, Wisconsin, Joe Wolf. For UNLV, number 11, 6'6½" senior, Washington, D.C., Anthony Jones. For the Tar Heels, number 35, 6'10" junior from Ashley, Pennsylvania, Dave Popson. For the Runnin' Rebels, number 35, 6'9" junior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Armand Gilliam. For North Carolina, number 42, 6'11½" senior from Black Mountain, North Carolina, Brad Doherty. For UNLV, number 55, 6'9" senior, Fort Wayne, Indiana, John Flowers. Your starting guards, number 25 for North Carolina, 6'3" senior, Jenks, Oklahoma, Steve Hale. For UNLV, number 13, 6'2½" junior from Las Vegas, Nevada, Freddie Banks. And for the Tar Heels, number 30, 6'3" junior from Queens, New York, Kenny Smith. For the Runnin' Rebels, number 33, 6'6½" from Carson, California, Elridge Hudson. The head coach of the Tar Heels in his 25th year is Dean Smith. And the head man for UNLV in his 13th year is Jerry Tarkanian. Enjoy the game.
And we certainly hope you do enjoy the game. UNLV against North Carolina. You've seen the starters. A little change for UNLV. They're trying to put some more height into that lineup. Will it work? We'll find out. Come back to the Great Alaska Shootout. The Runnin' Rebels are here. We are delighted that you are here.
Contrasting personalities and coaches, John. We have Father Flanagan, Jerry Tarkanian on one.
In gray with red trim, and it will be Flowers going up against Doherty. Tar Heels will go right to left in the first half. Nevada, Las Vegas from left to right. Carolina controls the tap off to Kenny Smith, and he immediately runs into the Las Vegas man-to-man defense. Doherty on the left side to Popson, top of the circle. Over to Smith now on the right. Alley-oop to Popson. Caught it. Back down. Back up off the glass. Good. And Carolina's got a 2-0 lead. You heard Dean Smith say that he was hoping the Tar Heels could get some back doors against Nevada, Las Vegas. Freddie Banks picked up by Smith. Ball knocked away near the timeline. Banks comes to get it. He's wearing a gray T-shirt underneath his gray jersey. Gets it away down to Flowers. He bounce passes the ball away to Banks on the right wing. Comes to Gilliam now. Gilliam against Joe Wolf. Can't get free for the shot. Return pass to Banks on the wing against Kenny Smith. He'll go baseline. Jumper over the top of Smith. No good. Bounces high. Wolf had the rebound. Lost it. Knocked out of bounds off Joe Wolf by Nevada, Las Vegas, so it'll still belong to the Running Rebels.
Woody, each team's put that championship feeling into the air. No question about the tempo and the intensity in the first minute here compared to yesterday.
Inbounds pass comes to Jones. Back out front to Banks. Now back to Anthony Jones. The Georgetown transfer looks inside. Gives it back out front to Banks. Banks will drop it off now to actually Eldridge Hudson, who's in the lineup. Hud, his shot missed, tapped outside, deflected off Banks' hand. He saves it right in front of the Carolina bench at the left wing. To Hudson, back to Banks, and it's tied at 2-all. Boy, Freddie Banks can bomb away from well out. He went only 6 of 16 in last night's narrow win over Villanova, but he ties it at 2. Brad Doherty underneath lays it up. It won't go, but there's a foul on the play. Brad really frustrated that the ball didn't go down. Bobby Deibler coming out from underneath with the call, and it's going to be on Anthony Jones, the 6'6 senior, also from Dunbar High School, but he went to Washington Dunbar rather than Baltimore Dunbar. as did his teammate Kerry Graham. First personal foul against the Running Rebels, who have a couple of other ACC teams on their schedule this month. They'll play at Maryland next Saturday, and then they face State in the Chaminade tournament on December 25th. Well, Brad gets the roll on the front of the rim for his first free throw of the night. He had come into yesterday's game hitting 19 of 22, but he made only 4 of 10 from the line. It's 3-2 in favor of the Tar Heels. We played only a minute and 12 seconds. Next free throw uses all the top of the iron, but it drops through as well, and it's 4-2 Carolina. Smith picks up Banks in the backcourt, flicking at the ball as Banks tries to get it across the timeline. Does now left side. Long pass down the sideline on the left to Hudson. Back it comes to Banks. Banks will use the screen set by Flowers, and he drops his second straight field goal in. 4-4, the score tied with 18 and a half minutes left to play in the first half. Doherty hands the ball on the inbound play into Smith. Kenny gets it across the timeline on the left-hand dribble. Moving left, drops it to Doherty at the wing. Playing well off of him is Gilliam. Smith in the corner. He'll come out of the corner, back to the middle of the floor to set it up. To Wolf now, left wing to Hale. They swing it quickly right side in front of a standing Jerry Tarkanian. Underneath to Doherty. Caught it, came down, went back up, but he's fouled on the play before he can score. Paul Galvin coming out from underneath with the call, and it's going to be on Armin Gilliam. And I say that Armin very carefully, Jim. His nickname's the Hammer. Remember the old baking soda? Armin Hammer? Armin the Hammer Gilliam. His first, second team foul against the Rebs. Inbounds, deflected and intercepted. Jones tried to make the save, and Popson, as he tried to save the ball that Jones went over the inline saving, actually hit the floor and slid right out of bounds at the feet of the Nevada Las Vegas players seated on that UNLV bench. So the ball is awarded to Nevada, Las Vegas, and it's Banks across the timeline, inside the hash mark on the left, to Jones deep in the left corner. Jones backing it on Hale, lost control of the ball off the dribble. Hale playing good defense on him, and it'll be Carolina's ball on the turnover. Hobson drops it in quickly to Smith. Dean Smith standing in front of the Tar Heel bench, talking to his point guard, Kenny Smith. He comes to the hash mark just in front of our courtside location on the left. To Wolf, comes right back to Smith, bounce pass away to Hale. Hale looking inside for Doherty. Boy, the Tar Heels want to take advantage of the height if possible. Kenny Smith drops to Joe Wolf. Baseline jumper from 15. No good. They crash the board. They battle for it. Whistle and foul is on Popson. Dave is not coming off a very good game. He played sparingly yesterday in the 11-point win over Purdue. Jim Hebner only 2 points and no rebounds in that contest, and he's got the Tar Heels' first team foul.
You know, Woody, basketball everywhere in the college level has gotten a lot better, and the Running Rebels have gotten a big reputation for shooting the ball a lot, but I'll tell you, we've seen them improve their defense a lot over the last few years, a couple of days ago and here tonight. Very active.
Banks off to Jones, jumper from the corner, and UNLV leads by a 6-4 score. Anthony Jones with a 14-3 average gets his first bucket of the game. Quickly at the other end, and that's down to our left comes Carolina. Hale's out, split pass, deflected, finally caught by Popson to the floor on one dribble, now to Wolf. Just left of the circle to Hale. Quickly back to Smith, and boy, Nevada, Las Vegas has got extremely good quickness. Boy, their guards are getting there, hands up in the air, deflecting a lot of the Tar Heels' attempted passes. This one into the UNLV bench. It's out of bounds, Carolina.
The Rebels have a 3-0 edge off the boards off the Tar Heels early on.
Wolf off to Smith. Smith, top of the circle against Jones, puts it over to Wolf, tries to go to Doherty, and again the ball is deflected, and it will belong, says Paul Galvin. He says it went out of bounds off Wolf rather than John Flowers, and so it's going to be UNLV's basketball. Now, oh no, they've changed their mind.
That's right.
Well, I admire the officials when they will be flexible enough to correct something that has been pointed out to them by another member of the three-man crew. Hale, right wing to Smith. Smith holding high. Nevada, Las Vegas' defense is coming well out here in the zone pressure against the Tar Heels. Hale, left of the circle, bounce pass to Smith, pushes it to Wolf, goes baseline, back to Smith. Kenny open 18 feet, jumper good. Tied at 6-all. Kenny Smith, who's had 13 and 16 points in his first 2 games, and Nevada, Las Vegas trying to convert the transition, throws the ball away out of bounds, and it'll be Carolina's basketball on the turnover. Now it's stolen right back by Nevada, Las Vegas on the pass to Hale by Gilliam. Tried to get it to Banks, back to Gilliam, knocked away, and it'll still be the Running Rebels' ball at the end line. Jerry Tarkanian just sitting back down on his bench, and Dean Smith going to insert Durham's Curtis Hunter into the lineup. Curtis got extensive playing time yesterday in the win over Purdue, went better than 20 minutes, had 7 points and 1 rebound. He's coming into the lineup now for Carolina as Nevada, Las Vegas inbounds the ball. Jones Bounces low post to Gilliam. He turns. Jump shot off the baseline is no good. Hale's got the rebound. Here comes the outlet to Kenny Smith. He'll run it down. Jones trying to stop him. Layup is no good. Tap followed by Hunter is no good. They battle for it, and it's finally taken down by Gilliam for the running Rebels. He gets it away now to Banks. Banks quickly front court. Picked up by Smith at the top of the circle. Smith backing Banks up now into the midcourt area. Banks pounding the ball to the floor on the left-hand dribble. Diving down the sideline in front of the Tar Heel bench. Picks up his dribble, comes out in the midcourt area to Jones. Hale closing in on him defensively. Now he comes back on the left side to Banks. Banks will run Smith into a pick set by Gilliam. Goes back to Gilliam. Gilliam off the baseline, gives it back to Banks. Smith trailing at the ball. Banks jump shot from behind the glass is good. Holy smoke, Freddie Banks. 6 of Nevada, Las Vegas' 8 points, and the running Rebels lead the Tar Heels 8-6. Boy, he was cold in the second half last night against Villanova, but he is red hot here at the outset against the Tar Heels. Kenny Smith on the right wing in front of a standing Jerry the Tarkanian. Now it comes to Hale. To Hunter. Cross-court pass back to Smith. Pushes it back to Hale. Looking for Doherty. Nevada, Las Vegas doing a good job both behind and in front of the Tar Heel big men. Kenny Smith from outside, no good. They crash the boards inside. Flowers comes away with it, and the foul's on Curtis Hunter for reaching in. It'll be number 1 on the Durham Junior and number 2 on the Tar Heels. And right now, these teams will get a break in the action of the championship game of this great Alaska shootout.
Another beer drinker's recipe from Natural Light. The beer with a taste for food.
Las Vegas is 4 of 7. Interestingly enough, Woody, this Banks is a real streak shooter. He missed his first shot, but then he has hit 3 in a row, and all of those from outside. The Tar Heels are going to have to pay a little better attention to him. We have word from New York that Duke is leading Kansas 34-33 with 2 minutes remaining in the first period. And Woody, a final in the consolation game. Louisville defeated by St. John's 86-79.
Jim, I'm not going to call that an upset, not in the Garden.
Nope.
Although Louisville was 9th and St. John's 18th in the national polls. Jones travels on the play, scores on the jump shot, but he walked with it, and it'll be nullified. Score remains 8-6. The turnover will give the ball to the Tar Heels. Carolina coming back with the same lineup it had before the timeout. Smith, Hale, Hunter, Wolf, and Doherty. Nevada, Las Vegas has not yet made a change in its lineup. Doherty deep in the left corner. Tar Heels trying to tie on this trip to the left. Alley-oop to Doherty for the slam dunk. Brad Doherty for his 4th point. And it's tied at 8-all with 14:40 left to play in the first half. Banks across the timeline and sort of a side straddle hop. Down the sideline goes his bounce pass now to Jones. Trying to drive on Hale. Up for the shot. Forced it. They're going to whistle a foul on Steve Hale. And Dean Smith comes off the bench saying he had defensive position with hands up. He's claiming that Jones committed the offensive foul by bumping into Hale, but Bob Stuvek, the official, doesn't see it that way, and he's whistle number 1 on the Jinx Oklahoma senior, and it's the 3rd team foul against Carolina. To the line goes Anthony A.J. Jones. He's been in double figures all 4 games scoring-wise, as has Freddie Banks and Armand Gilliam. Free throw is good. Jones now with 3 points thus far in the first half. Transfer from Georgetown. He was a second guard starter. Played in the national championship game in '82 at the Superdome in New Orleans against the Tar Heels as a member of John Thompson's Hoyas. Just wasn't doing the classroom work. So John bid him adieu, and he wound up at Nevada, Las Vegas. Hale bounces it to Kenny Smith deep in the left corner. 10-8 the score. Hale defense tightly by Banks. Wheeling away from him, gives it to Wolf. Back it comes to Hale. Hale with a fake. Goes baseline, dumps it inside to Popson. Layup is good. Hale hitting the floor and asking for a charge was John Flowers, but he won't get it. Popson gets his 2nd field goal. Carolina penetrating and drawing the defense and leaving Popson open underneath for a goal. Score tied at 10. Banks caught in the double team. Puts it low underneath for the slam dunk this time by Armand Gilliam for his first field goal, and it's 12-10, and there's a whistle-stopping play, and somebody has let one of the little helium balloons get away from out of the stands, and it doesn't have quite enough helium in it to take it right up into the roof of Sullivan Arena, so it started to flutter past the scoreboard down to the playing floor, and Bobby Deibler stopped play. Jeff Lebo's come into the Tar Heel lineup now, and Kenny Smith gone out. First appearance of the game for the Carlisle, Pennsylvania sophomore. 12-10, Nevada, Las Vegas leading. Jim, this is shaping up so far the way it started out to be a fine basketball game. Maybe the best we've seen in the tournament. Lebo, top of the circle, gets it away to Hale, looked inside for Doherty. Will dribble across the top of the circle, goes to the right, takes the jump shot, partially blocked. Ball knocked back outside, and it's recovered by Nevada, Las Vegas. Jones right in front of the Vegas bench. He saved it to Banks as he was falling out of bounds. Banks front court, jumper 20 feet, got it. He has hit nothing but net And Banks has got 8 of Nevada, Las Vegas is 14 points, and the Rebels have their biggest lead at 4. Wolf, deep in the right corner against Hudson. Comes to Hale. Ball got away. Lebo will save it. Warren Martin's in the lineup now for the Tar Heels, replacing Popson as well. Axton Virginia Jr. makes his first appearance. Hale on the left side to Martin, deep in the left corner. Warren holding high, goes cross court to Lebo. Caught it, lost it momentarily, recovered. Ball knocked away. Hudson makes the save. Does so nicely to Gilliam. Gilliam drops it off to Banks. Banks filling the middle. It's Flowers. He's open 15 feet, and he walks, says Bob Stuvek. And that will turn it over to Carolina. So the Nevada, Las Vegas running Rebels, Jim, are doing something as they come to the set spot to take the jump shot when they're open. They're apparently dragging the foot ever so slightly, and it's caused them a couple of turnovers. We've got 12:45 left to play in the first half. Lebo rifles a pass to Hale on the right wing. Hale starts down the sideline, gives it to Wolf, top of the circle, over to Lebo. Lebo drives baseline, can't get the shot away against the taller Gilliam. Jump pass back out front to Hale on the right side. Comes to Wolf. Joe looks inside, goes to Doherty. Jump hook in the lane, swatted away. Goaltending called on John Flowers. It'll be Doherty's second field goal, 6th point of the ball game. 14-12, Nevada, Las Vegas over the Tar Heels. In Anchorage, Alaska, delighted to have you with us tonight, wherever you're listening across North Carolina and up and down the east coast of this great land of ours. And I'm sure it's, in most cases, a lot warmer where you are than where we are, but the Tar Heels will be heading home late tonight. Pass deflected, knocked into the Carolina bench, and it's out of bounds, belonged to Nevada, Las Vegas. But, Jim, did you see Dean Smith? He saw something off the ball and came off the Tar Heel bench just like he was shot out of a cannon to call Bobby Dibler's attention to it. No, it's going to be Carolina's ball. Beg your pardon.
What do you think for that goaltending? Brad Doherty is 2 of 2 from the floor, 2 of 2 from the line.
14-12. Carolina with a chance to tie. Nevada, Las Vegas in the 2-3 matchup zone. Lebo to Hale. Won't take the shot as the taller Gilliam moves out on him. Lobs it underneath to Doherty. Tried to bounce it to Martin. Couldn't. Smith tried to make a save of it, but it goes right into the hands of Banks, and Banks on the drive, or check it, Jones on the drive. The pushing foul is called against Carolina. Called on Steve Hale. It will be his second, and Dean Smith says, how? He wasn't anywhere near him. Steve Hale picks up his second. It'll be the 4th team foul. And you can tell Steve Hale has gone over to question Bobby Dibler. And I've said so often, Jim, when Steve Hale goes to question a call by any official, it's almost like Ted Williams. If he lets it go, call it a ball. It can't be a strike.
But the problem was that the ball that was just simply mishandled by Jones as he was coming down trying to go up for the layup, and I think that he just mishandled it so poorly that the official must have presumed that when he got that far off balance, he must have been pushed. Steve really didn't get it.
Jones, who's averaging 14 points a game, has just picked up his 5th point in this ball game, and it's 15-12. Nevada, Las Vegas. 7 regulars and 3 starters back off last year's 28-4 team for UNLV, ranked 9th in the country. Next free throw is good also. And that makes it 16-12, and an official timeout's been called here in Anchorage. So a timeout on the floor. 11:57 to go in the first half. With the score, Nevada, Las Vegas 16. Carolina.
The running Rebels have the best of it so far, leading the Tar Heels 16-12. And Woody, we've been following close games all around America. Yesterday, Georgia Tech and Michigan, and tonight, Duke and Kansas in a shootout at the Garden. It's halftime now at the Garden, and Duke is leading Kansas 38-35 in a game that has apparently been pretty close all the way. We also have a final. 13th ranked Oklahoma has defeated that powerhouse Hawaii Hilo 91-68.
Well, you got to like, Jim, as we talked in the pregame, you got to like what Mike Krzyzewski is doing with that ball club. 16-12 without Jay Billis. Carolina controls, trying to get back within 2. Kenny Smith deep in the corner to Lebo. Lebo coming out of the corner. Now Smith, top of the circle. Lebo with a jump shot. Went in, popped out. Nevada, Las Vegas with a rebound. Hudson down with it for the running Rebels. He drops it off now. Here comes the Freddie Banks. His shot's no good. He had made, I think, 4 in a row, and we get a whistle and a foul on the rebound called underneath on Richard Robinson, 6'10 sophomore from Granada Hills, California, who had just come in the ball game, and it'll be his first and the 3rd team foul against the running Rebels. Lebo had that jump shot on the money a moment ago, and it went down in the cylinder and just rimmed out. Carolina front court. Heels have got Smith, Lebo, Martin, Wolf, and Doherty in the lineup. Nevada, Las Vegas has got some size. I'll tell you, Nevada, Las Vegas looks bigger on the front line than its published statistics say that the Rebels are. Doherty in the middle, up for the jump hook, wouldn't go down. They crash the boards. Nevada, Las Vegas with a good box out. Comes down with it. Rebound pulled out of there by Robinson. He drops it off now to Banks. Banks in the midcourt area. Bounce pass. Now it goes low to Gilliam. Gilliam turning in the lane, and it's good. Gilliam gets his second bucket of the ball game. He's averaging 15 points a game, and it's 18-12. The Rebels lead by 6 over the Tar Heels. Carolina behind for the third straight game in the first half here in Anchorage, Alaska. Wolf's inside pass intended for Doherty, deflected away by Eldridge Hudson, the junior from Carson, California. It'll be Carolina's ball at the baseline. Kenny Smith will trigger the inbound play. Everybody scatters. He gets it up the right wing to Wolf. Now it comes cross court to Lebo to Kenny Smith. Kenny one dribble, then alley-oop to Doherty. Down, back up. Wouldn't go down. They battle for it. Martin trying to keep it alive, and it's deflected into the hands of Banks. And the Rebels are in control with a chance to go up by 8. Jones on the jumper. No good. Doherty with a rebound. Doherty leading the Great Alaska Shootout in total rebounds over 2 previous games, as it slapped out of his hands and knocked out of bounds by Hudson, so it will still be Carolina's ball. Kenny Smith on the left-hand dribble, switching to the right as he crosses the 10-second line. Gives it to Joe Wolf at the wing, back to Smith. Smith cut off against Banks to Wolf. He looped it over to Lebo. Deflected, but he got it back to Smith. Now to Wolf. Jump shot, 15 feet. Got it. 18-14. Joe Wolf knocks in his first bucket. 10:09 left to play in the first half. Lebo waiting on Banks at the timeline. Banks halting in the backcourt just long enough to call out the offense. Now moves left wing inside the hash mark to Jones in the corner. Lebo knocked down. No foul called on the play. Whistle. Jones lost the ball over the inline, out of bounds. Kevin Madden, the Stanton, Virginia freshman, getting into the lineup now to replace Brad Doherty. So Carolina will go to a 3-guard lineup with Madden. Actually, Madden coming in as the small forward, but it is a smaller lineup with Wolf and Martin being the 2 big guys. Lebo to Smith over on the right side. Nevada, Las Vegas staying with that 2-3 zone. Martin back out front to Lebo. High pass back to Smith. Smith one dribble, bounces inside to Wolf, knocked away and intercepted nicely by Jones. Good quickness on the part of the Georgetown transfer. He drops it away now to Freddie Banks. Banks bounces it to Hudson. Hudson up with a shot. It is no good, and running the baseline right underneath is Jones to claim it for Nevada, Las Vegas. To Hudson, back out front to Banks. Banks moving to the left against Lebo. Goes to Hudson, deep in the left corner against Madden. Bounces to Gilliam. Gilliam's turnaround left of the lane is no good. Ball tapped around, and finally Wolf comes out with it. Gets the outlet to Kenny Smith. He runs it down on the right. He'll take the jump shot off the glass, and it's good. Kenny Smith, before Nevada, Las Vegas could get back defensively, banked it in off the glass to pull the Heels within 2 at 18-16. Across the timeline, Banks on the right side. Down the sideline it goes on the bounce pass to Jones. Jones against Kenny Smith. Carolina man-to-man. Going baseline, faking the Smith, puts up the shot, the lean in, and it's good. My goodness, Jones with his 8th point of the game. Second field goal, 20-16, Nevada, Las Vegas. Wolf, call for the travel, says Paul Galvin. That will turn it right back to Nevada, Las Vegas, and Wolf will go out of the game as Popson returns. And let's see, Hale is coming back for Lebo. So Carolina now with Kenny Smith, Steve Hale, Kevin Madden, Dave Popson, and Warren Martin.
Each team has turned the ball over 6 times already here this early in the ball game. Off the boards, Las Vegas dominating the Tar Heels. They have 9 rebounds so far. The Tar Heels, let's see, Bob, have only 5.
Robinson has come back into the game for the Rebels, so it's Freddie Banks now. Richard Robinson, Anthony Jones. Flowers, back door to Jones for the dunk. Jones got free on the back door for his 10th point, 22-16. The Nevada, Las Vegas lead spurts back to 6. Smith to Hale with 8:20 left to play in the first half. And to Madden. Madden turns, shoots the soft jumper from left of the lane, no good. Ball knocked into the corner. There's a mad scramble for it. Players go to the floor. Hobson and Bassnight, who's in the game now for the Nevada, Las Vegas. Tarkanian trying to help the officials, saying gray ball. Galvin and Stubeck are conferring on the play, and it is indeed going to be gray ball. Nevada, Las Vegas gets it on the turnover. Jarvis Bassnight, a 6'8 sophomore from Los Angeles, California, by way of Mount San Antonio Junior College, is now in the Nevada, Las Vegas lineup. Freddie Banks across the timeline. Working the left wing against Kenny Smith with the 8-minute mark to go in the first half. Drive, look away pass, and the slam by Jones is good. 24-16. Nevada, Las Vegas really using its great athletic ability to build an 8-point lead. Down the right sideline, it goes to Madden. Madden has the ball knocked away in the double team. Loose ball, Popson goes to the floor. Can't save it from Robinson. Off it comes to Banks. Nevada, Las Vegas could go up by 10 if successful this trip down to our right. Pushes it to Bassnight, back, and they throw the ball away. The ball's away, coming our way to Hale. Picked up by Hale, given to Smith, and for the layup, Kenny Smith. On the turnover by Nevada, Las Vegas, Hale comes to get it just in front of our courtside location. Fed the breaking Kenny Smith coming in from the right, and it's 24-18. Banks across the timeline now against Smith. Nevada, Las Vegas in gray, trimmed in bright red, moving from left to right. They call it scarlet and gray, much as Ohio State might describe its colors. In the corner, Gilliam driving the bar. Basnight driving, feeds Gilliam. Gilliam bumped by Martin. Lost control, recovered. The Banks jumper from 18 feet. Got it. 26 to 18. Boy, the Rebels are shooting the daylights out of it. Banks with his 10th point of the ball game. Kenny Smith to Kevin Madden at the right wing. Madden double-teamed out of the zone press. Gives it to Hale to Smith. Now back to Hale deep in the right corner. Coming up the sideline, he drops it back to Smith. Now return pass to Hale. Inside to Martin, came down, leans in, shot blocked. Recovered Nevada, Las Vegas off to Jones. Jones coming in on the left. Gilliam on the right, gets it off the glass. Deflected Martin, it'll count. Gilliam gets the goaltending bucket by Warren Martin. And Nevada, Las Vegas has gone up by 10. An official timeout is called. And this crowd, as you might expect, has gotten in behind the underdog. UNLV in this case.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Tar Heel Sports Network.
WKIT Hendersonville.
WKIT.
Woody Banks, Gilliam, and Jones are doing all the scoring for the Rebels so far. Banks, Gilliam is 3 of 5, Jones is 4 of 5, and Banks is 5 of 7. The Tar Heels got to get on them.
Rebels were showing the Tar Heels a 1-1-3 half-court zone pressure, and then went to back to the 2-3. Here's Lebo on the left side to Hale looking inside. Nevada, Las Vegas sagging back, doing a good job clogging the middle, trying to shut off Carolina's size advantage on the inside. Hale moving left of the circle, off the wing, goes to Joe Wolf, dumps it back to Hale, pushes off to Lebo. Jump shot from out on the left is good by the freshman. His first field goal, 28-20. Nevada, Las Vegas leading by 8 with 5:50 left to play in the first half. York Larisi, former Carolina All-America, joins Jim Hebner at halftime, and we'll answer an Ask Woody question about who's got the best record in the ACC non-conference opposition over the years. Stolen by Lebo. Lebo on the drive. Had it deflected. Ball got away. Saved by Hale to Wolf. Short jumper is good. And it's 28-22. Carolina back within 6. Lebo couldn't get the shot up and in without it being deflected, but it came right back to Hale, and he got it to Wolf for the bucket.
Woody, that's one of the few times he's really looked like a freshman. Brad Doherty was wide open. He just didn't see him.
Moving to the baseline is Basnight. Can't get through. Will have to come back up the sideline now. Turns, goes back toward the baseline on the left side. Puts it out front now to Gary Graham, the junior from Baltimore, who's in the game. Got it to Jones. Back it comes inside. They tried to get it to Gilliam. Deflected away by Wolf. Went out of bounds into the Carolina bench. It'll still be the running Rebel ball, but the dead ball stops the clock with 5:03 to play of the half. Hudson is coming back, replacing Robinson for UNLV. Anthony Jones is coming back also for the running Rebels, and making his first appearance for Nevada, Las Vegas is Mark Wade, the 6-foot junior from out of San Pedro, California, by way of Oklahoma University and El Camino Junior College. Every UNLV player you talk about, you have to tell where they either went to junior college or where he used to matriculate before he wound up in Las Vegas. Jerry Tarkanian liking the transfers. He said usually by the time they made one move, they aren't going to move anymore. So when I get them for keeps. Hudson coming over to Jones now on the right side. To Hudson, back to Wade on the left. Carolina in its zone defense now. Back to Hudson, top of the circle. Shot clocked at 2, 1. And the horn went off. It doesn't go. They're going to allow him the shot. I thought he still had it in his hand when the buzzer sounded, but here comes Carolina now after the missed shot from outside by Nevada, Las Vegas. Lebo to Doherty. First time we've heard the 45-second clock go off in this tournament, at least since I've been here. Here's Lebo. Jump shots off the front of the rim, no good. Wade, the little guy's got the rebound at the foul line. He streaks front court, gets by Joe Wolf on the left side. To Jones. Long outside shot from the wing is no good. Boxed out by Hale, but Nevada, Las Vegas had the ball and coming away with it and taking it away from Hale. Robinson turned and just took it right out of his hands and threw it into the Carolina bench. So that turns it over to the Tar Heels with 4:15 left to play of the half. 28-22 the score. Nevada, Las Vegas on top by 6. The Rebels have led by as many as 10. Nevada, Las Vegas back in the zone defense. Smith over to Hale on the left side. Steve dribbles into the top of the foul circle. Spins, looks to his left, goes back on the right to Smith. Deep right corner to Lebo. Comes back to Smith. Pushes it away to Hale. Hale across the top of the circle. Comes back on the left side to Doherty. Drops it to Wolf. Wolf turns. Jump pass away to Kenny Smith. Smith with a long jumper from the corner. It goes, and there's a foul inside. Called on Harmon Raymond Gilliam of Nevada, Las Vegas pushing off on the rebound. The bucket will count by Kenny Smith. Now, I swear, Jim, I thought that was going to have ice on it when it came down. What an arc he put on that ball to get the shot over the taller UNLV defender out of the left corner. So the foul, by the way, Jim, is the 4th, and right now I think we're going to have a break in the action. Official timeout been called here at Sullivan Arena, Anchorage, Alaska.
Well, let's make sure they're going to do it. In fact, now here in Anchorage, where the Tar Heels have run off 6 points, they've got a chance to make it 7 when Kenny Smith comes back with an attempt to convert the three-point play. One of the reasons for the delay and the complaint by Dean Smith is that one of the rules, one of the TV timeout rules, is that they are not supposed to call a, well, let's see, Woody, they are not going to shoot. That's why they
not a three-point play. The foul was underneath, not on Kenny Smith taking the shot.
All right, that explains it.
The 4th team foul. Carolina controlling the ball on the inbound play. The Tar Heels did get it out of bounds. Here's Wolf coming in. Feeds Doherty. Doherty for the slam. Brad Doherty, nice feed. Joe Wolf, he brought the defense to him driving the baseline. Fed it to Brad on the bounce pass. Doherty's got 8. It's 28-26. Carolina's cut the deficit of 10 down to just 2. Wade across the timeline. Down deep in the corner to Banks. Banks feeds underneath. Jones is wide open. Weak side. Jones with 14 first half points, 30-26 with 3:15 left to play in the first half. Joe Wolf across the timeline on his own dribble. Big guy gives it to Kenny Smith. Smith works against Wade out in the midcourt area. Nevada, Las Vegas now in man-to-man. We got a whistle and a foul off the ball. Let's see who it's on. Paul Galvin coming out from underneath to make the call, and it's on Richard Robinson. And it will be his second and the 5th team foul against the running Rebels. You know, Jim, I look over at that Nevada, Las Vegas bench, and I can't help remember the lead to his column the day after Carolina beat Nevada, Las Vegas in the NCAA semifinals down in Atlanta. Furman Bisher, Carolina alumnus, wrote, you take one look at the Nevada, Las Vegas bench, and you wonder who drove the getaway car. Kenny Smith fires a high alley-oop pass away to Curtis Hunter, but it was too high, got away out of bounds, and so that turns it right back to Nevada, Las Vegas with under 3 minutes to play in the half. Banks across the timeline against Smith, working to the left side on the left-hand dribble. Bounce pass down to Jones, deep in the left corner. Jones coming out of the corner, drops it now to Hudson. Hudson, one dribble, then a jumper top of the foul line, barely got to the rim. Wolf had a control of it. Well, not actually control of it. He had it in his hands, but he could not hang on to it. Slapped it away out of bounds over the inline. It'll be Nevada, Las Vegas ball underneath its own goal. Inbound pass made by Gilliam to Banks. Brother Jones caught up in the double team. We got a whistle and a foul called on Curtis Hunter. And Dean Smith is asking Bob Stuvak about that 5-second call. He thought the defense had Jones tied up.
Woody, was it a foul or was it an out of bounds off his foot? I believe it was.
I think it went out of bounds off his foot. Inside to Hudson. Hudson puts it up off balance, and he's fouled by Brad Doherty. Doherty knocking Hudson down on the play for his first personal foul. And it will be the 5th team foul against Carolina. In case you're wondering about the other games here earlier today, Missouri over Texas San Antonio 80-47. The Tigers finished 7th. Texas San Antonio 8th. Villanova beat Anchorage, Alaska 71-52 to claim 4th. And then earlier this evening, Purdue over Arizona 81-74 to claim 3rd place. Free throw missed by Hudson. He'll have another shot coming.
Woody, I believe that he is the first Rebel other than Jones to take a free throw.
He is indeed. He misses the next one, but went and got his own rebound, laid it up good. Well, everybody was standing flat-footed on both sides of the line, and L. Hud, as they call him, went back and got it and stuck it in. 32-26. UNLV by 6. Again, after having led by as many as 10. Lebo to Hunter, right sideline to Smith. Smith, a couple of dribbles, comes out front to Lebo. Lebo looked left, goes back on the right to Smith, to Lebo, now on the left to Hunter. Goes to Joe Wolf, came down, can't get back up to Smith, to Lebo. Lebo faking inside for the jump shot, can't get it, feeds Doherty for the stuff. Well, Carolina, for a while there, Jim, started getting it inside early. Then Nevada, Las Vegas shuts it off pretty well. But the Tar Heels are attacking the inside again, and it's 32-28 with less than 2 minutes showing on the clock. Hudson down the left sideline, caught in the double team. Smith and Lebo on him, pushes it away to Banks. Hunter comes out in the midcourt area to defend him. Gets the pass now away to Jones. Jones in the corner to Gilliam. Gilliam right back to Banks. His long outside shot's no good. Doherty with a rebound. Carolina with a chance to get within 2 at the minute-and-a-half mark. Smith coming down on the right, feeds Lebo. One dribble, can't get the shot off. Kenny Smith pushes to Doherty. Right back it goes to Lebo, to Smith. Inside to Wolf. Wolf up for the shot, and he's fouled by who? Either Banks or Robinson. Bobby Deibler coming out from underneath with the call. He looks like he might have been looking at Banks, and that's who it's going to be on. Freddie Banks picks up his first personal, and that will be the 6th team foul against Nevada, Las Vegas, and they're going to call it a non-shooting foul. Bobby Deibler, as Dean Smith got up asking for an explanation, telling me he was coming up off the floor. Jim, remember Deibler? He worked at NCAA championship game in the Superdome back in '82. Kenny Smith, Tar Heels controlling. Left side. Bounce pass across on the right to Lebo in front of a standing Tarkanian to Smith. Now to Hunter. Hunter goes baseline. Can't get through. Cross-court pass back to Lebo. Lebo pushes it away to Smith. Deflected. Smith will take the jumper. It'll be short off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Jones with 1:02 to play. 32-28. Jerry Tarkanian looking at his team now, and I think asking them to run down as much of the 45-second clock, I believe, as possible here in the final minute. Jones gives it to Hudson out front against the shorter Lebo. Back it comes to Banks. Now low to Gilliam. Gilliam double teamed, and Wolf stuck a head on the ball, and Galvin whistles a foul. Paul Galvin coming off the baseline. Smith and Wolf were there, and it's going to be on Joe Wolf. It'll be his first, and that will be the 6th team foul against Carolina. UNLV gets it out of bounds, Jim, but a new 45-second count, so UNLV could hold it for one last shot if it wishes to do so. Out front it comes to Hudson. Over to Banks on the right. I wonder if UNLV can hold it for 45 seconds or Jim.
Well, it seems to be there.
Yeah, they're going to do it. Yep. Well, you got to give Tarkanian credit. He gets a lot of talk about the running Rebels and so forth, but he's proved over the years he can coach either style of play. He can coach with you if you want to play slow. He can coach with you if you want to run. A lot of teams, however, choose not to run with him. A lot of people just don't have the athletes to run with him. Banks down in the deep right corner, drives baseline, feeds Gilliam, ball slapped away, and Hunter will draw the foul with 17 seconds left to play. Gilliam was going for the power dunk, and Hunter reaches in for his second personal foul, and that's the 7th team foul, so there'll be 1-1 coming for the running Rebels. And to the line will be Armand Gilliam, the 6'9 junior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, by way of Independence Junior College out in Kansas. Hunter's going out, and Ranzino Smith is coming in for the Tar Heels, mainly for his outside shooting here in the closing seconds. 32-28 closing seconds of the first half. Championship, 8th annual Great Alaska Shootout. Gilliam's free throw is good. That's his first free throw of the night. He's got 7 points on the night. He'll have a chance for another one. Gilliam up with this free throw, and it's good as well. He's got 8, and it's 34-28, 17 seconds left. Inbounds, Doherty to Wolf, over to Kenny Smith. Tar Heels, 4 corners for 1 shot here with the 10-second mark to play in the half. Tar Heels operating right in front of us. The basket to our left. Smith driving down on the right. Triple team, ball knocked away, ball loose, intercepted Nevada, Las Vegas. Out it comes to Hudson. He fires, but the horn had already sounded before he could get the shot away, and the teams head to the dressing room.
You need individual, group, or HMO coverage. Sign up with the Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina. I'll tell you what, Woody, when you go out here and you start running around these glaciers, you're kind of glad you got that Blue Cross Blue Shield card with you, I guarantee you. Okay, we got the chorus ready, and they're all going to sing. Ready?
Well, Jim, this question comes from Adrian Patillo, who makes his home in Chapel Hill.
My question for 4 points, and Jeff Lebo didn't shoot particularly well. He was 1 of 4 for 2 points in the first half. And how long can Jones, Banks, and Gilliam shoot the ball the way they did in the first half, most of which came from outside? Jones, 14 points, came 5 of 8 from the floor, 4 of 4 at the line. Freddie Banks was 5 of 7 from the floor for his 10 points. Anthony Gilliam was 3 of 5 from the floor and 2 of 2 from the free throw line for his 8 points. Jones, incidentally, I may not have said that, was 4 of 4 from the free throw line, and they've got all the Las Vegas points except 2. Hudson was 1 of 5 from the floor for his 2 points in the first half. Highly disproportionate scoring by only 3 of the running Rebels. And Woody, I think you've run up the points per possession over there.
Jim, I'm amazed. The rebound on the stat sheet shows that Nevada, Las Vegas had 18 to only 5 for Carolina. Now, I'm having a little trouble figuring out why that is, because both teams had 38 possessions in the first half. Carolina 38 possessions for its 28 points. Nevada, Las Vegas 28 possessions for its 34 points. 34-28, Nevada, Las Vegas leading as we start the final 20 minutes of this Great Alaska Shootout Championship game. And it's Nevada, Las Vegas controlling on the inbounds play and moving from right to left. Banks to Jones. Comes out front now to Hudson. He gives it back over to Banks. Banks looking high post now to Flowers. Can't get him in the ball. Comes instead to Gilliam. Gilliam cutting through on a pass to Jones. Jones can't return it. Now he does on the bounce pass. Gilliam in the lane. Up for the shot. 36-28 as Gilliam gets his 10th point of the ball game. Kenny Smith, long lead pass to Popson. Came down. Jumps up for the jump hook. No good. Tap follow is good by Joe Wolf. Wolf on the tap follow, and it's 36-30. Kenny Smith will pick up Banks in the backcourt. Banks crossing the timeline, left side. He wears the gray T-shirt underneath his gray UNLV jersey, trimmed in red. Now comes to Gilliam. Gilliam drops it off to Jones on the left wing, just in front of our courtside location. Hale on him. Carolina tight man-to-man. Hudson away to Banks. Banks looking low to Flowers. He'll take the outside jump shot. No good. Ball bounced away over him, recovered by Jones for the run-in Rebels to Banks. Banks penetrating. Dumps it off to Flowers. Or checking it is Gilliam on the left side, and he returns a bounce pass to Banks. Banks going down the sideline to Gilliam. Gilliam's turnaround jumper, no good. Doherty's got the rebound for Carolina. Outlet to Hale was deflected out of bounds by Banks. It goes into the Carolina bench, and it will belong to the Tar Heels.
Woody Duke is now leading Kansas 70-63 with less than 6 minutes remaining in that NIT championship game in New York.
That's a battle of the 5th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks and the 6th-ranked Duke Blue Devils. Kenny Smith over to Steve Hale, deep left corner. Hale jump pass to Doherty. Doherty turns to the lane, jump hook, good. Nevada, Las Vegas had 2 defenders there, Gilliam and Flowers both, but Doherty got his 12th point to go in over top of him, and it's 36-32. Carolina back within 4. Spinning away in the backcourt, ball knocked away from Banks as he tries to get away from Kenny Smith. Now he does down the sideline. Banks is yelling out instructions offensively to his teammates. Sends a pass over to Flowers on the right side. Backdoor cut by Jones, but Flowers couldn't get him the ball. Out front now to Flowers, over to Jones. Jones bounces it away to Banks. Banks looking low to Flowers, gets him the ball in the lane, puts it up, no good. They tap it to keep it alive. Knocked around, finally down with it, and let's see it count by Nevada, Las Vegas, and the foul is called inside on Carolina. Bobby Deibler coming out from underneath, and let's see who the foul is going to be on. It's going to be on Dave Popson. It will be his second first-team foul, and the bucket will count by Hudson, Eldridge Hudson. Jim, he came into the ball game hitting only 2 of 12 field goals, and that's his second field goal of the ball game. And he will have a chance to convert on the three-point play and move the Nevada-Las Vegas lead to 7, which he does, 39-32.
And as he does so, that's the first three-point play of the game.
Under 18 minutes left to play in this championship contest here from Sullivan Arena, Anchorage, Alaska. Wolf over on the left side to Smith. Tar Heels in their road blue, moving from left to right. Here's Joe Wolf from out on the right, and it's good. Joe Wolf with his 8th point of the ball game, 39-34. 17:35 left to play of the championship contest. Smith again picking up Banks in the backcourt. Not putting real heavy pressure on him. Jerry Tarkanian standing just watching his offense. Banks goes down, feeds underneath to Hudson. Shot blocked off the glass. Hudson will run it down in the left corner. Joe Wolf got there, knocked away off of Wolf. Wolf turning just about 10 feet to our left to try to tell Bobby Deibler that it went out of bounds off the UNLV player, but Deibler says, no, it's out off you, Blue, and so it still belongs to the gray-clad running Rebels. Jones from Banks. Jump shot outside. No good. Tapped outside. Right to Banks. Just left of the circle. Smith closing in on him now. Gives it to Hudson. Back it comes to Banks. Banks with his back turned to Smith. Started down the sideline. Bounce pass back out front to Hudson. Hudson gets it over to Jones on the right. He'll again fire from well out. No good. Banks has got the rebound. Back up with it. No good. Martin had the rebound and gets tossed to the floor. He and Flowers hit the deck hard. Martin comes up first as Flowers is still sitting on his rump, and Brad Doherty stepped in between the two of them, and Doherty continues to exchange comments with Hudson, and Hudson glaring back at him as he goes front court. Foul was called on John Flowers. It'll be his first team foul against UNLV. Carolina will get the basketball out of bounds.
And down on the other end, Hudson and Brad finally come over and shake hands and pat rumps and say, sorry, guys.
39-34. We'll see if they min it. Smith comes cross court to Hale. Hale on the right side. Nevada, Las Vegas back in the zone, the matchup zone. Hale inside, try to bounce pass. It got kicked away, and it'll still be Carolina's ball. One of the Nevada, Las Vegas defenders right at the foul line. Knocked away. Steve Hale is bleeding from the mouth, and Bobby Deibler just asked him if he needed to stop, and Hale said, no, sir, I do not. Gives it to Wolf. Wolf comes over to Smith. Smith, bounce pass away to Wolf. Jump shot from out on the left. It'll be woefully short. Martin was there, lost it. Ball loose. Doherty goes to the floor, rolls it up the sideline. It goes out of bounds, and it'll belong to Nevada, Las Vegas. Well, the Tar Heels couldn't take advantage of the opportunity to get within 3, so the Running Rebels still lead by 5 and have the ball again.
Well, Woody, the Tar Heels were down by 6 at the half, only 5 now, in spite of the fact that they are 3 of 3 from the field this half, but Nevada, Las Vegas is only 2 of 9.
Banks to Jones at the right wing, caught in the double team, pushes it to Gilliam. He's wide open. Up, Wolf blocks it, runs it down in the corner. And it was Flowers reaching over his shoulder to hack him on the play. Flowers, or Gilliam rather, picking up his third personal foul. I beg your pardon, I said Flowers, but it was Gilliam for his second foul. And Carolina will get the ball out of bounds on the foul by UNLV. Warren Martin just in front of our courtside location, drops it in to Kenny Smith. Smith picked up by Banks across the timeline, 39-34. Carolina down by 5 with the ball. Steve Hale, right corner. Comes out of the corner on a dribble, jump pass away to Joe Wolf. Tried to get it to Doherty, deflected. Hudson will try to make the save. Got it to Doherty. Doherty up for the shot, and it's good. Doherty went right up and scored over the top of Flowers after Hudson had saved the inbounds pass to him. That's 14 now for Doherty. He's had 22 and 16 in the 2 previous Tar Heel wins here in Alaska. Here's Banks the other way from 12 feet. Freddie Banks gets his first field goal of the second half, 41-36. Smith down to Steve Hale in the left corner. Hale comes up the sideline, gives it to Martin. Jump catch, tried to go to Doherty, deflected, caught by Hale. Gives it to Wolf, soft jumper in the lane, wouldn't go down. Jones has got the rebound for UNLV. Martin stuck a hand in. Jones protected it nicely and hands it off to Banks. 15:25 left to play in the ball game. Nevada, Las Vegas in scarlet and gray, moving from right to left. Banks at the high post to Gilliam, gets a return pass. Jump shot's no good. Hale's got the rebound. Looks for Smith. Bounce pass to him, and Kenny for the layup, and it's good. Almost got fouled by Banks on the play. Boy, Hale hit him with a perfect pass as Kenny made the layup for his 10th point of the contest. 41-38, and I think we're going to get a break in the action right now. We are indeed, as the championship game is still very much in doubt here in this 8th annual Great Alaska Shootout.
Down by 3, Jerry Tarkanian did not like the way things were going. He took this time out for Vegas. Meanwhile, in Madison Square Garden, 3:30 remaining in that game. Duke 76, Kansas 74. Boy, that is a barn burner. We're watching that one very closely. Meanwhile, for those of you who may not have been with us earlier, St. John's defeated Louisville, who many thought may have been the #1 rated team in the country, by a score of 86-79 in the game for 3rd place.
Nevada, Las Vegas brings it front court. Freddie Banks, the junior out of Vegas, hits Jones, gets it right back, drops it now to Hudson. Hudson out front. Carolina gone to the 1-3-1 zone now. Comes over on the left side, goes baseline. Now to Gilliam. Back it comes to Banks. Cross-court pass to Jones. Now to Hudson. Back to Banks. Banks will penetrate to the lane. Feeds Jones. Jones with a jumper over Steve Hale. Got it. Boy, what range Jones has got. He's got 16 for the ball game. 43-38. Nevada, Las Vegas by 5.
Woody, they've hit only 4 of 13 with that shot by Jones.
Here's Hale looking inside. Pass got knocked away, and let's see what's called on the play. Bob Stupek saying, I believe, that they're going to reset the shot clock. I think it got kicked out of bounds, maybe.
That's in the second half, of course.
Steve Hale will trigger from right in front of the Tar Heel bench. Veteran coach Dean Smith, flanked by Bill Guthridge and Eddie Fogler with Roy Williams just to the right of Fogler. Steve Hale looking inside. Bounce pass back to Smith, off to Joe Wolf. Joe Wolf comes cross court, weak side pass to Hale. Hale penetrating top of the circle, drops it to Wolf. Jump shots up, no good. Tap follow is no good. They tap it again. They battle for it. Wolf got it. Powers back up, laid it up, wouldn't go. Tap follow, no good. Whistle and the foul, I believe, has been called on Doherty for going over somebody's back. Well, boy, the Tar Heels were playing volleyball with it, Jim Hebner, but they just could not get it to go down. And Doherty commits his second foul, and it'll be the second team foul against the Heels.
Well, really, I think on balance, you've got to say the Tar Heels are playing pretty good now. They're playing with good intensity, good defense, and the judgment at this point is that the Running Rebels are more talented, I believe, than we may have thought before they came into this game.
Backs across the timeline, moving down to the right now. Bounce pass back out front to Jones. Jones against Steve Hale. Moving right of the circle now on the right-hand dribble. Just inside the hash mark. Breaks his dribble. Feeds the ball inside now to Flowers. Flowers crashes the glass. Shot no good. Tapped outside. They scrap for it. Hudson comes away with it. Saves it for Nevada, Las Vegas. 43-38. Rebels still lead by 5 with 13.5 minutes to play. Bounce pass back out to Banks now from Gilliam. Banks holding high, looking to Gilliam. Won't give him the ball on a return pass. Comes top of the circle against Kenny Smith. He'll take the jumper. It is no good. Warren Martin deflecting it outside. Recovered by Kenny Smith. Here comes Smith on the run. He'll fill the middle. Feeds Joe Wolf. Joe Wolf in for the drive. Reverse layup is good by Wolf. His 10th point of the game. 43-40. The Tar Heels have pulled within 3.
And with 2:10 remaining in Madison Square Garden, it's Duke 80, Kansas 76.
13 minutes left to play here in Anchorage, Alaska. Nevada, Las Vegas in control. Banks in front of a standing Jerry Tarkanian right in front of the Nevada, Las Vegas bench on the right wing. Moving now to the top of the circle. Drops it to Gilliam. Martin moving out on him. Gilliam putting the ball to the floor on the left-hand dribble. Trying to go left. Handed it off to Hudson. Wolf stuck a hand in. Now Wolf and Martin coming on the double team. Hudson in trouble. Intercepted by Hale. Here comes Hale down on the left side. Drops it off to Joe Wolf. Wolf on the drive. Lays it up. Wouldn't go. Hale on the tap-in follow. Steve Hale gets his first basket in 8 attempts. He went 0 for 6 on yesterday against Purdue. Missed his only shot in the first half here, but his tap-in has pulled Carolina within 1, 43-42.
So important to give that double-teaming defense the credit for triggering all of that.
Gilliam on the left side. Comes back on the left now to Banks. Hale moving out on him. Carolina man-to-man defense. Banks looking low. Finally drops it to Hudson, who moves out left of the circle. Joe Wolf on him, looking right into his midsection. Jones, jump shot from out on the left is good. Jones now with 18 points. He's in double figures now, all 5 of Nevada, Las Vegas' games this season. 45-42, UNLV by 3. Joe Wolf left side to Hale, top of the circle. Hale penetrating, scooped it up, hit the backside of the board, and he's fouled by Gilliam. Armand Gilliam commits his 4th personal foul, 3rd team foul of the second half, and so Tarkanian is going to have to get some help for Gilliam in the ball game, and it will come in the person of Jarvis Basnight, the 6'8 sophomore from Los Angeles, California. Gilliam going out of the lineup here with 11:52 to play in the ball game. Steve Hale will go to the line. Lebo has come in for Carolina. Warren Martin, or rather Joe Wolf, has gone out. Martin is also out. Brad Daugherty, I believe, was getting a blow, and he has come back in the lineup. Hale's free throw is good. 45-43. Steve now with 3 points, all of which have come in the second half. He'll have another shot coming. He's shooting 87% on the year. Next free throw is no good. Tapped around. Daugherty taps it back to Hale. Carolina with a chance to tie. Kenny Smith, jumper, no good. Daugherty taps it, keeps it alive. Up for the shot. Deflected. No foul called on the play. Nevada, Las Vegas comes away with it. Off the timeline comes Banks. Nevada, Las Vegas moving right to left. Sure looked like there was contact on that last play. No foul call. Jones moving down the sideline. There's a whistle and a foul off the ball. Paul Galvin coming out from the baseline to make the call, and it's going to be on Dave Popson, and it will be his 3rd. And right now, I think another timeout is going to be taken here at Sullivan Arena. At least we're trying to get an official timeout, and that's exactly what we'll get. So with 11:29 to play, there's timeout on the floor. With the score, Nevada, Las Vegas 45, Carolina.
We had 5 points in Hendersonville.
Yeah, very, very close. And they've done that, Woody, because Las Vegas, which is willing to take that outside shot and run the risk, do or die by it, has not shot well in the second half. The Rebels are 5 of 16 in the second half. The Tar Heels, on the other hand, are 7 of 50.
Basnight makes the inbound play and threw it away. He was trying to throw it to Jones, and Jerry Tarkanian just puts his hands right over his face saying, oh my, and that turns it right over to the Tar Heels, who have another chance to tie. Carolina with Kenny Smith, Jeff Lebo, Steve Hale, Dave Popson, Brad Daugherty in the lineup now. Martin getting ready to come back. 45-43 with just over 11 minutes to play. Lebo on the left side, back to Smith. Smith had a notion, wouldn't pull the trigger on it. One dribble, then to Lebo on the right. Jeff one dribble, looks inside, goes to Popson at the baseline. Weak side pass comes to Kenny Smith. Looks top of the circle, gives it to Steve Hale. Hale trying to penetrate, bounce pass to Lebo. Jump shot, went in, popped out, tap out of Popson. 45-45 with just under 11 minutes to play. Freddie Banks in the backcourt, picked up by Kenny Smith. Smith not playing him real tight, but just right there as he comes across the timeline. Drives baseline, Popson stopped him. He tried to go back to Basnight, threw it away. Lebo on the interception to Steve Hale. Our runner to Kenny Smith. He wasn't in position to lay it up. He didn't have control to turn and make the driving layup, so it's picked up again by UNLV. 10.5 minutes to play. Score tied, 45-45. Tar Heels tried to make something happen then just a bit too quickly. Hudson down the left side, rolls on Lebo, and the foul's on Lebo. Jeff picking up his first. It'll be the 4th team foul of the second half against the Tar Heels. And Joe Wolf replaces Brad Daugherty, or David Popson, and Warren Martin is in for Brad Daugherty. Anyway, Popson and Daugherty get a blow now.
Hobson's handled the ball pretty well tonight. Offensively, Woody, he is 3 of 3 from the field. Taking only 3, made them all.
Hudson, or Gilliam rather, will make the inbound play for Nevada, Las Vegas. They scatter. Jones in the left-hand corner. Carolina into its zone defense now. Jones shooting over the zone, no good. And Jones skies to get the rebound to Banks from 22 feet, and he's got it. 47-45. Freddie Banks with his 14th point. 10:05 left to play. The ball intended for Lebo knocked away Jones, went out of bounds off Jones. It'll still be Carolina's ball right in front of the Tar Heel bench. Lebo will pull the trigger on it, does to Steve Hale. Nevada, Las Vegas coming out a little bit, but still very much in that zone. Hale's pass, or the pass to Hale, deflected out of bounds by Gilliam. Long cross-court pass, of course, Nevada, Las Vegas reading it and getting to it. Lebo gets the inbounds pass to Smith. Nevada, Las Vegas had dropped off him. They weren't playing him at all. They were defensing the people inbound. Smith now to Hale, deep in the right corner. Steve up the sideline on one dribble, turns, looks for help, bounces it to Wolf, gets it right back. Off to Lebo to Kenny Smith. Jump shot from out on the left. Got it. 47-47. Kenny Smith with 12. Jim, this is some basketball game. 9:35 left to play in it. Dean Smith getting Brad Daugherty up to walking back to the scorer's table. Banks across the timeline on the left-hand dribble against Kenny Smith. Carolina matched up man-to-man. Banks now moving away to the left against Smith. Still in the midcourt area. Breaks his dribble, goes back door to Jones. Reverse layup. He missed it. They tap it to keep it alive. Lebo away with it off to Smith. Carolina has a chance to lead. Smith on the drive, lays it up. It wouldn't go. They crash bodies, and the foul is on Joe Wolf. Going to the floor was Freddie Banks. Joe Wolf gets whistled for his second personal foul. It'll be the 5th team foul. And Nevada, Las Vegas will get the ball out of bounds. Well, twice the Tar Heels have had trips down floor. And trying to make it happen a little too quickly, perhaps. Can't get those shots to go down on the close-end attempt. 9:11 to play here in Anchorage, Alaska. 47-47. Score tied between the number 1 team in the country, Carolina, and the number 16 team, Nevada, Las Vegas. Banks against Smith across the timeline, working left just in front of our location to the wing. Gives it up to Robinson now. Robinson moving to the right, drops it to Hudson. Hudson with a shorter Lebo on him. Comes to Jones out front. Talked all night about his long-range touch. Here's the pass to Banks. Banks coming in, shooting over Hale. Shot an air ball. It went out of bounds. Hale got a hand up, and his shot went out of bounds without drawing anything. It'll be Carolina's ball on the turnover. That brought Tarkanian out of his seat. He thought there should have been a foul. 47-47. There's been a lot of contact in this ball game underneath, on the ball as well as off the ball. Hale feeds Kenny Smith. Defensively, Hudson got there. Lebo back to Smith, penetrating. Can't get through. Bounce pass to Lebo. Jump shot, top of the circle, and Carolina leads 49-47 on Lebo's shot from 20 feet. 8:20 left to play in the ball game. Banks against Smith across the timeline, and Nevada, Las Vegas uses its second timeout. So there's timeout on the floor here in Anchorage, Alaska. Timeout here, while we understand in New York, Duke's got a 90-82 lead over Kansas with 15 seconds to play.
Well, Woody, it's final in Madison Square Garden. Duke has defeated Kansas 92-86 behind David Henderson's 30 points. A real big win for the Blue Devils and Mike Krzyzewski. This tournament here, wouldn't you say, is living up to its name, maybe about as much as any possibly could. They call it the Great Alaska Shootout, and these teams are flat shooting the eyes out of it tonight.
I just went down and had a good laugh with Larry Donald, the editor and publisher of Basketball Times, who was giving me some grief when I arrived at the arena tonight about the ACC yesterday. Said, Larry, the ACC is back. He'll be my guest on ACC Hotline on Tuesday night, 7:05. Backdoor pass, Nevada, Las Vegas, good by Anthony Jones. And Nevada, Las Vegas ties it at 49 on the 20th point by the Washington senior. Smith across the timeline, looks to Lebo down on the left. Against Wade, turns, comes midcourt area to Lebo, back to Smith. Moving to the right, hits Hale down deep in the corner. Steve comes up the right sideline on his dribble to Smith, off to Lebo. Lebo faking, will take the baseline jump shot. Ball got partially deflected. Wolf caught it, moves underneath, tried to put it up, wouldn't go. Offensive foul called on Joe Wolf. That will be number 3 on the Kohler, Wisconsin junior. Offensive foul on Wolf. Gives it back to UNLV with 7:46 left to play in the ball game. Hudson will trigger the inbounds play for the Rebels, and Carolina is going to, well, I started to say put on full court pressure, but Nevada, Las Vegas only has Wade bring it up against Kenny Smith. Smith following him across the timeline. He was on the right wing, coming now to the left, keeping his dribble alive. Down to the left, almost fumbled it and lost it, but saved it to Gilliam. Now to Jones. Jones against Hale to Hudson. Lebo on him. Lebo at a size disadvantage there. To Robinson, turnaround shot, no good. Doherty had the rebound, and Robinson went over his back and whopped him on the head. Robinson picks up his third personal. That'll be the fourth team foul against UNLV, and the Tar Heels get the ball. And Tark the Shark is working on that famous towel of his. Actually, there are two towels in one. There's a dry towel underneath that the wet towel is on top of, laying on the floor, but it's just an effort to help the coach keep his mouth dry, but he's really sucking on that thing right now. Pass across the top of the circle, got deflected out of bounds into the scorer's table. Now comes all the way over here to our broadcast position, and Bobby Deibler has to come over to scoop it up and get it back to Paul Galvin so we can resume play. Score tied 49, 7-12 to play. Carolina with the ball. Kenny Smith pushes it away to Steve Hale. Drives baseline. Puts it away to Lebo. Jump shot, left corner. Rimmed out, wouldn't go. Doherty tapping it to keep it alive. Saved it to Lebo. Lebo caught in the corner. Needs some help. Got it up the sideline to Doherty on the left. To Smith. Off to Hale. Hale drops it to Lebo. Lebo comes up the sideline. Bounce pass now to Smith. Return pass to Hale on the left side. Steve works top of the circle. Drops it to Lebo. Takes the pass to Smith. Now gives it to him on the right side. Looking low for Wolf. Can't get him the ball with a taller Gilliam on him defensively. Off to Hale. Hale moving right. Left-handed jump shot is good. 51-49. Steve Hale's fifth point of the game. 6.5 minutes left to play in Anchorage, Alaska. Wade walking it through the center jump circle. Smith going with him now as he angles to the right. He comes back on the left. Drops the ball off to Robinson. Robinson with Doherty on him well out. Carolina half-court man-to-man. Hudson pushes it inside to Gilliam. Gets it right back. Hudson looking for help on the left side. One dribble, then bounce pass away to Jones. Jones looks back to the left. Now dribbles to the right of the circle against Hale. Gives it back off to Wade. Wade will move against Smith. Bounces inside now to Gilliam, and the ball was knocked away. Off Gilliam, says Paul Galvan, and Gilliam has put up a strong protest. Technical foul on Gilliam. Armand Gilliam assessed a technical foul, and Jimmy had to curse him. Yep. That's the only way you get it. 51-49. He had to get him to get one that quick. So Carolina will shoot the technical. It'll be one technical foul since it was called against the player in uniform, and Carolina will then get the ball out of bounds. Steve Hale, 1 of 2 at the line, but an 87% shooter of the year, toes the strike. It's up. Good. 52-49. Now Carolina will get the ball at the sideline. Steve stood there for just a second thinking that he might have another one coming, forgetting that it was called on a player, so it's only one. Hale inbounds the ball to Smith. 6 minutes left to play in Anchorage. Tar Heels leading by 3, and that may be their biggest lead of the game. Hale, left sideline to Smith. Alley-oop to Doherty, threw it over his head out of bounds. 5:54 to play as Carolina turns it back over to UNLV. And with that, Anthony Jones gets back into the lineup for the running Rebels, replacing 6-foot junior Mark Wade. Warren Martin's in for Carolina, so it's Doherty, Martin, Wolf, Hale, and Smith. UNLV has got Banks, Gilliam, Robinson, Jones, and Hudson in the lineup. Alley-oop to Jones, caught it and rolled it in right over the front of the rim. 22 points for Anthony Jones. Carolina going quickly the other way, and Hudson reaching a hand in, fouling Steve Hale in the left corner. 52-51 Carolina, and that foul on Hudson, Jim, will be his first, and it will be the 5th team foul.
The Tar Heels jumped out to a 2-0 lead, then a 4-2 lead, but then the score was tied at 4-all. Then when Vegas went ahead 6-4, the Tar Heels did not get a lead back until about 2 minutes ago.
Hale drops it into Wolf as again Nevada, Las Vegas choosing not to play the inbounds passer, but playing everybody else. Smith backing to the midcourt area, drops it to Wolf. Wolf right back to Smith, off to Steve Hale. Hale, one dribble from the right to Kenny Smith. Smith faking, bounces to Hale. Hale moving baseline, hands it off to Joe Wolf. Wolf coming off the baseline, 30 seconds left on the shot clock. Wolf comes weak side to Kenny Smith. Jumper left corner, good! Kenny Smith knocking in his 14th point of the game. 54-51, Carolina by 3 with 5 minutes to go in Anchorage, Alaska. Jones on the left side for the Rebels. Good! 54-53. Gosh, can that guy shoot? He has scored, I believe, something like 10 of UNLV's last 12 points in this game. 54-53 to Martin. Dropped it to Doherty. Doherty couldn't hold it. Ball loose. Doherty recovers up off the glass. It's good, and he's fouled by Hudson. Loose ball. Tar Heels keep fighting, staying alive. Doherty scores. Hudson draws the foul. You hear the crowd, a mixture of cheers and boos. There are a lot of Tar Heel fans here, but also a lot of people have chosen to go with the underdog. Doherty getting his 16th point of the game, and he'll have a chance for a 3-point play with 4:44 to go.
Woody, in visiting with some of the native Anchorage folks here today, one of the things that's fairly clear, they really identify with teams that are seen to be West Coast teams, so they would have a natural affinity for a team like Vegas or anyone from Los Angeles, San Francisco, that kind of thing.
Doherty good on the free throw. He's 3 of 3 from the line, and he has 17 points in the game. 57-53, Carolina by 4 with 4:40 to play. Banks across the timeline, pushes her way to Hudson at the wing. Hale tightening up on him. Right back it comes to Banks. Banks working now to the left against Kenny Smith. Terminates his dribble, drops it to Hudson. He goes back to Jones from well out. Off the front of the rim, no good. Wolf, good box out, rebound. Drops it to Kenny Smith. Tar Heels with a chance to go up by 6 now. Here's Hale on the right side, looking inside for Martin. Can't get him the ball. Comes to Wolf. Wolf drops it to Doherty. Down, back up, scores. 59-53. Tarkanian needs another timeout, and here it comes. Jerry Tarkanian using Nevada, Las Vegas' third timeout. So with 4:05 left to play in Anchorage, Alaska. Timeout on the floor with the score, Carolina 59, Nevada, Las Vegas 53.
Back now here at Anchorage, Alaska. The Tar Heels with a 6-point lead, their biggest lead of the game, and you probably heard us trying to get some point totals clarified. The Tar Heels in the second half have been shooting extremely well. But I'll tell you what, Woody, Jones has been shooting the eyes out of it. As you pointed out a minute or two ago, he has 10 out of the last 12 points by Vegas, and it really has been the dependent on too few players tonight that really is, in the final analysis, maybe gotten the running Rebels into the deficit they're in right now.
Well, Jim, the people who saw Reggie Miller, and it's intercepted by Carolina. Inside pass taken away. Now let's see if the Tar Heels will try to burn a little time, or they'll keep going at it. Weak side pass to Wolf. He won't take the shot in the left. Back to Hale. Off to Kenny Smith. Smith backing up. Now to Hale. Baseline. Can't get through. Steve picks up his dribble. Bounce pass back to Smith. Smith through the air. Off to Wolf. 15-footer. No good. They crash the boards, and the foul is called on who? Warren Martin? I believe so. Foul is on Warren Martin, and it will be his first. Well, Jim, I was about to say, Tar Heel fans who either saw, heard us talk about Reggie Miller in the UCLA game, Jones is maybe not quite as far out as he is, but he is well out in the 20 to 25-foot range, and he's drawing nothing but net when he scores.
Woody, in the second half, the Tar Heels unofficially are shooting 56%, going 14 of 25 from the floor, while the Rebels have really cooled off, shooting 33% in the half, 9 of 27. Joe Wolf, I keep wanting to call him Jeff, has not shot particularly well in this
free
half.
throw by Robinson. Rebounded Doherty. He hands it off to Smith. Tar Heels front court. Smith against Wade, who's back in the Nevada, Las Vegas lineup, to Wolf. Wolf comes back to Smith. Smith looking on the right, gives it to Hale. Jones moving on him, deep in the right corner. Hale whips it to Martin. Martin moving baseline, can't get through to Smith. Off to Joe Wolf. Jumper from out on the right is no good. Martin's got the rebound. Back up and scores. Warren Martin caught it. Appeared to be fumbling it, but went right back and stuck it in. 61-53. Tar Heels with their biggest lead of 8 with 3 minutes left to play in the ball game. Jones out front to Wade. Wade top of the circle to Jones, in the corner to Banks. Comes right back to Jones, off to Wade. Wade moving now to the right. Jerry Tarkanian standing. Here's Jones from the top of the circle. No good. They crashed the board. Slapped up again. We got a whistle. And I believe it hit the top of the backboard of the 45-second shot clock. And Paul Galvin gives it to Carolina on the turnover. Nevada, Las Vegas now getting substitutions in the ball game. John Flowers is coming back. And I think that Vegas is going to start to put some pressure on, and Dean Smith anticipating that, taking Martin out of the ball game and going back to his 3-guard offense with Lebo.
Warren saying he's happy to get out of here, too, because he's given a tired sign. He wants to rest a minute.
61-53, 2:45 to play. Carolina once down in the first half, I think by as many as 10. Now leading by 8. here with 2:35 to play. The Tar Heels at one point in the first half trail 28-18. Here's Steve Hale, jump pass. The Tar Heels have spread it out now, trying to burn as much time off the clock as possible. Shot clock is at 20 seconds and running down. Dean Smith directing. Now, you know everybody's going to start to boo. At least the non-Tar Heel fans will start to boo. And the bench, to help with the support, starting to applaud, as do the contingent of Tar Heel fans seated in the far corner up to our left. Shot by Kenny Smith is missed. Flowers down with a rebound. Hands it away to Wade. Rebels coming on the break. Away to Banks. Banks will use the glass, and it's good. Freddie Banks gets his 16th point of the ball game. 61-55. Hale caught in the double team. Needs help. Jump pass to Wolf at the timeline. He gets it off to Smith. Now it's to Lebo. Comes back out to Hale with under 2 minutes to go. Clock running down at 1:45. Hale, Nevada, Las Vegas coming out to match up now. Wade moving out on Hale. Down the right sideline, he bounced it to Wolf, and Galvin says the ball got kicked by Anthony Jones, so it'll be Carolina's ball. And Nevada, Las Vegas is using its 4th timeout. Dean Smith wants the 45-second shot clock reset, and he's going to get that.
Like now here at Nevada, Las Vegas, the Tar Heels now have the clock on their side, but it's going to be interesting to see what Jerry Tarkanian might have his team try to do, as the Tar Heels are willing to burn a little time now with a 6-point lead and 1:35 remaining. Woody, so far, Tarkanian has been content to stand in front of the bench and chew on that towel, letting his team stay back and let the Tar Heels burn off that time, but they cannot do that. If they do, this ball game is going to be over very quickly, and the Tar Heels are going to take home a trophy. I suspect we're going to see them start.
Rebels got a foul. They've got ifs, ands, or buts about it. That strategy is very simple. They got a foul.
Pressing now.
Doherty to Hale on the right sideline. Banks tightening up on him. There was a new 45-second clock set on that kick ball over to Lebo now on the right. Back out to Smith. Carolina just moving the Nevada, Las Vegas defense as best they can. Double team coming on Smith. Got rid of it to Doherty. Cross court to Hale. 25 seconds left on the shot clock. 1:19 on the game clock. Now comes to Hale. Moving out on him is Gary Graham, who's back in the lineup now because he can afford to take some fouls. He doesn't have any. Smith caught in the double team, in trouble, and he committed a backcourt violation. Paul Galvin said he stepped over the midcourt line, and that will give it to Nevada, Las Vegas with 1:08 left to play in the ball game. Remember now, the Rebels have only got one time. Well, wait a minute. Their television timeouts being called in this game, and so that's it, I think. 4 timeouts are all that Nevada, Las Vegas gets, so the Rebels don't have any timeouts. Gilliam to Banks, to Jones, jumper, left corner, no good. Martin tapping it, and the ball is loose. We got a whistle, and the foul is on Warren Martin with 52 seconds left. Well, it's throwing his second personal foul. That'll be the 7th team foul, and the Rebels will go into the bonus situation. Jim, as Lebo re-enters the Tar Heel roster.
Well, Woody, has become one of the great basketball cliches that the worst thing you want to do when you're nursing a lead in a late situation like this is to let the team have any opportunity, let the come-from-behind team have an opportunity to put points on the board, but the clock stopped. The Tar Heels want the clock to tick.
Wade is at the foul line. Junior out of San Pedro, California, is hit 5 of 7 on the year, pushes it up left-handed, and it's good. His first point of the ball game. 61-56 with 52 seconds showing. And this is the next free throw, important for Vegas because it could get the lead into the even digits at 4. This ball off the front of the rim. Kenny Smith lost it, saved by Wade, got it to Graham. Off it goes to Banks. Jumper from out on the left, no good. They battle for it. Jones down with a rebound. He's bleeding from his right forward. To Wade, inside to Gilliam. Turns over Doherty and scores with 37 seconds left to play. Gilliam has his 10th point of the game. 32, 31, 30 seconds. 61-58. Lebo in the backcourt against Wade. Breaks his dribble. Comes to Hale. Off to Wolf. Wolf bounces it away to Doherty. Doherty will use the glass. It's good. 63-58. And somehow I just think that did it. 21 points for Brad Doherty. Jumper from out on the right is good by Banks. UNLV's got no more timeouts left. They catch Nevada, Las Vegas in the transition. Smith on the dunk at the other end. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, an air ball. Graham up for the shot. I don't believe they'll allow the basket. No, they will not. It is all over. Anchorage, Alaska, the Tar Heels, 10 down in the first half, have come on to win their 2nd championship in the great Alaska shootout.
Another beer drinker's recipe from Natural Light, the beer with a taste for food.
My favorite recipe is the delectable Chicken Monica. This is chicken raised to true art, and here is how we start. Hello, Monica. Now, don't hang up. I'll never do that again. How about dinner? Your place. I'll bring the beer. Natural Light, the beer with a taste for food. You know, the blue on the label matches your eyes. Hello, Monica. Hello.
All natural, less filling. It's natural.
86 win over the 5th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks. Duke led by as much as 10 in the second half, sparked by David Henderson's 30 points. Henderson was also named the tournament's MVP. Duke's fast break offense enabled them to maintain the lead throughout the second half, and the Blue Devils hit their free throws down the stretch to preserve the victory over a very tall, tough Kansas team. Duke doesn't get a break, however, as they host East Carolina tomorrow night in Durham. Our final score, once again, Duke 92, Kansas 86. Reporting.
Ecstatic that, I don't know what to say because we're so happy. I don't know if I can top this. That's the problem.
I think you can. I was telling John, you have a chance next year to have the #1 preseason team in the nation here because Louisville should be probably #1, and Iowa's going to be absolutely super.
And there are the champions, North Carolina, out to accept the award they have won, the Great Alaska Shootout 1985. Our thanks to Ron Petro and all of the people here at the University of Alaska Anchorage. Our thanks to those in the city of Anchorage who've had a great visit. Another great championship, North Carolina winning it over UNLV. For Dick Vitale, I'm John Sanders. Thanks. We've had a great time. Good night from Sullivan Arena in